Hello everyone. Luna 7 is dropping for Genshin Impact and they just revealed one of the patches of all time. It is insanely rough, especially for the F2P players out there. I'm going to give a brief summary on it. Nicole limited, Lohen limited, 64 pulls per patch, of which I think you're going to get around 40 in the first half. It's half of soft pity. And no expansion. A Little Hexenzirkel event featuring all the children, which includes Sayu, Chi-Chi, Yao Yao, Klee, and Prune. And then you have two banger Archon quests, located in Sumeru, which I'm sure is going to be really good. But does that Archon quest justify the entirety of the patch? Like, the events are bare bones right now. I don't feel excited for any of the upcoming events. Imaginarium Theater and Spiral Abyss are whatevers, and it is just rough. Now, all of this could have been avoided if they just made Lohen standard. Like, that is it. If they just announced tomorrow, Monday morning, that Lohen is a standard character. Sorry, we messed up in the live stream. We didn't give information. He is a standard character, and that's that. The patch would significantly become better viewed, but with whatever decision they're going with. I've seen a lot of hate directed towards Miliastra Wonderland, and that is the main topic of this video. I feel that the hate towards it is kind of misdirected. Like, I get the people who are complaining that Miliastra Wonderland is ruining core Genshin, and to be honest, when it was first revealed, many people had this fear, had this doubt that will Miliastra Wonderland affect the core game? Core game being Genshin Impact. And the devs said in their live stream or back then that they have a different dev team and Miliastra Wonderland is completely separate and you don't need to play it. You can just focus on Genshin Impact. You don't need to focus on Genshin Impact Miliastra Wonderland as well. And I think the dust settled over there. Two patches, Miliastra Wonderland launched. A lot of players liked it. Many players, from Asia, China, Japan, I don't know, the other Asian countries, maybe India, Turkey, Russia, I don't know, Europe maybe. Not Asian countries, but Europe also in general. And people might enjoy Miliastra Wonderland. And that's good because, you have an audience for them. But your core audience, the audience that plays Genshin Impact, also is not forced to open that mini game UGC mode. Fast forward two patches, we have a new very mini event sort of thing where it's open Miliastra Wonderland, use one try on outfit, which is those limited gacha outfits that they have, and just play one game. And if you do that, you get 60 Primogems. Okay, that's also fine, like, it works. I mean, I don't know why, but still it's okay. Maybe they want people to look into Miliastra Wonderland, see what it is about. And I get that 60 Primogems is a good enough bribe. We will open it, we will play through one mode. If we like it, we'll invest some more time. If we don't like it, we'll go back to Tevak. And that was that. Now, in Luna 7, we have a Miliastra event which gives 270 Primogems. That's 0 to 60. And then you go from 60 to 270. And those 270 Primogems is obviously allocated in such a way that your main event, the Little Hexenzirkel event, is giving less Primogems. It's on an average, the flagship event of every patch roughly gives around 970 to 1100 Primogems. That is the fixed amount. The Little Hexenzirkel event gives 910 Primogems for some reason. And you would wonder where are the extra Primogems? Well, that's in Miliastra Wonderland now, because that went from 60 to 270. Now this is the anger that people are showing, and they are misdirecting it towards Miliastra Wonderland on a entirety basis. They're hating the entirety of Miliastra Wonderland, which is honestly weird. You shouldn't do that. You should hate the fact You should complain. You should, give feedback. Go to the Genshin has this feedback form in game. You can go on to HoYoLab. Send feedback that you do not want Primogems in Miliastra Wonderland. They already have their own set of currency over there for their weapon, for the skin gacha. Miliastra Wonderland players can get those respective currencies. Why do you have to mix Primogems in it when Primogems are exclusive to Teyvat, like the Teyvat lore and all? You play Genshin Impact. Somebody plays Genshin Impact, alright? I play Genshin Impact. I play it for Teyvat. I play it for the characters that I meet in the game. I play it for the story. I play it for the events, the flagship events, the mini events. I don't play it for a UGC mode or, a mini game mode where people are making parodies of Flappy Bird, of Candy Crush, of Wordle, of, Scrabble, and then many other real life games. That's basically what UGC is right now. It's just, copies of everything else that has already come in the past. And it's fine. The people who want to invest time in it, go for it. But the people who want to stick to Teyvat, why are you forcing us to open that UGC world, to open Miliastra Wonderland, to get Primogems for our Teyvat pulls? Like, I want to pull Lohen, I want to pull Nicole, but some of my Primogems are locked inside Miliastra Wonderland for some reason where Primogems make no sense at all. That is the main problem. That is what, I think most of the hatred for Miliastra Wonderland is coming from. And honestly, in a particular way, it could be well justified, because once again, when you play Genshin Impact, you're playing Genshin Impact, not playing Miliastra Wonderland. It's kind of like, I open, let's say, a AAA title. Let's say I open Cyberpunk 2077. And inside Cyberpunk 2077, CDPR just, gives us a world building mode. Just do whatever you want and make worlds and this and that. So I'm not purchasing Cyberpunk to make a world of my own. I want to play Cyberpunk. I want to see V's story. I want to explore Night City. I don't want to create my own Night City, if you get what I mean. And being a live service game, being a gacha game, Primogems, the gacha currency, is important, especially for F2Ps. You would do anything to get that one Primogem, because in the end, you never know, that could be the difference between 74 and 75 and your 5-star. That is it. That is basically the philosophy that they run on. And Welkin players might be okay. Whales are definitely okay. If you've been lucky in the past few banners, good for you. But the general audience, the people who usually have to go up till soft pity, who don't get their 5 stars, until 74, 75, or maybe 80. What are these people going to do, man? And especially if they don't enjoy Miliastra Wonderland, how do you expect them? You can expect them to explore Teyvat, the mini events in Teyvat, the flagship event in Teyvat. That is understandable, because that is the core game. That is Genshin Impact. Locking Primogems inside Miliastra Wonderland is not, a very smart decision, I feel. For some reason they did it. And I feel feedback should be given. No hate. Don't hate Miliastra Wonderland, because I have seen the mode. People have done really great work in there, even if they're parodies of, popular games. But people have spent time in it. People have made unique iterations, unique variations to existing games. And it is fun. If somebody enjoys that kind of stuff, it is fun. If you've been a player of Roblox, or, you like Minecraft, where you can, make different servers and have different types of game modes. So Miliastra Wonderland would appeal to you. But I think for the majority of the players that actually downloaded Genshin Impact for Genshin Impact, kind of feel irked right now, because they need to open that Wonderland page. They need to invest some time into playing that. Now obviously there's another thing that you can do to cheese Miliastra Wonderland, which I've been doing for the past, I don't know, 3-4 patches since they introduced that, that battle pass free 4-star skin stuff, is that, you open Miliastra Wonderland in your own lobby. You don't need to go into co-op. Just make your own lobby. Your keys generate fast. Do the DPS dummy. It takes barely 1 minute or so. And then just do a running mini game. I don't know if it's on Europe or Asia, NA server, but on Asia there is a running mini game where you just have to run on certain blocks and then you fall into the water and you lose. So in that I just open the game, go forward, get a 0 score, and it just counts as a completion. So that's how I cheese Miliastra Wonderland missions. But for people who aren't interested, like, come on, man, why are you locking Primogems inside Miliastra Wonderland? The hate towards Miliastra Wonderland is simply because, of locking Primogems in that mode. And, the lack of exploration. But can it really be attributed to Miliastra Wonderland? I don't think so. Exploration is a different concept, and I do not think that, Miliastra Wonderland is hindering the exploration part. What it is hindering is the primogem count. That is the main problem. If we had more primogems in events, like, raise the cap. Let our normal events, instead of giving 420, give us 620. Come on. Let the flagship be 1200 to 1300 primos, or, maybe 1600. Give us a free 10 pull on a full flagship. That will significantly make the game much more fun to play. It will not, like, exponentially increase the amount of pulls that you're giving in patch. My observation is that, Miliastra hate is misdirected. It should not be, like, the game mode should not be hated. People, what people should give feedback on, do not argue, do not review bomb. It will not make a difference. Feedback makes a difference. Use that feedback form. Go onto your feedback forms and say that you don't want primogems in Miliastra Wonderland. You want primogems in Teyvat. Hell, if you're giving 270 primogems in Miliastra Wonderland, screw that. Remove that 270, put it into the main event. Make that main event go from 910 to 1080 or 1180. And that would make a huge difference, because it affects majority of the players who are actually playing for Genshin. But yeah, that is the core problem of Miliastra Wonderland. All those Twitter farmers and those Reddit karma farmers all saying that, exploration is taking a downfall because of Miliastra Wonderland. That is completely wrong. Like, I do not agree to that view. But I do agree with the people who are saying, and who are obviously downvoted and, not promoted further because of the algorithm. There are those people who do say that Miliastra Wonderland is stealing primogems from a core patch, from the events of Genshin Impact, from Teyvat. And that, I think, is one of the biggest problems in Genshin Impact right now. I do not hate Miliastra Wonderland. I just hate the fact that Miliastra Wonderland is stealing our primogems. Like, we do not need 270 primogems to be locked inside a Miliastra Wonderland game mode. That game mode has its own currency. Give that game mode its own currency if you want to play it. Do not keep Teyvat exclusive primogems in that mode. That is the only problem that I have with Miliastra Wonderland right now. And I think majority of the people should have that problem, because that is the one thing that devs should know. But all in all, it is what it is. Like, Luna 7 is fixed. Nothing can change. What can only be changed is your feedback forms, and hoping that in Snezhnaya, Miliastra Wonderland does not become a core part of Genshin Impact. It still remains as this side game that should have honestly been released as a different application, not inside Genshin, but that's a story for another day. It should remain its own thing. It should not intermingle with Teyvat. It should not intermingle with our primogems. That is it. If Miliastra Wonderland stays separate, our primogems from Miliastra Wonderland get converted back to Teyvat, I think majority of the problems will be solved. Yeah, we do have low pull counts, and obviously use that in your feedback forms. Like, we need more pulls. We need that 10 pull login event that ZZZ and HSR and Wuthering Waves, all of them get. We don't get that. Even Arknights Endfield gives it. I don't know why Genshin still hasn't implemented that. Maybe that's gonna be an anniversary QOL, 7 years later, 6 years later. QOL, we're gonna get a free pull, free 10 pull every patch for Snezhnaya, something. But it is what it is. All I have to say, to end this video is that use your feedback forms intelligently. Do not be rude. Do not be rude to people online. Understand people. Understand where their annoyance is coming from. And don't start defending. Because criticism should be given when it is deserved. Remember, when it is deserved. When it isn't, don't do it. Because you just sound like an annoyed brat, honestly. That is it for now. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this little rant that I had, because I had to vent it out. That live stream did nothing for me, honestly. Like nothing. Even the trailer was bare bones because we didn't see anything in that trailer. We don't even know what the Archon quest is about, except for the fact that we're going to Sumeru. So that is it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Goodbye.